is your message to Western human rights groups, to President Obama, to lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender people?
Respect African societies and their values. If you don't agree, you just keep quiet. Let's manage our society the way we see.
Some African presidents have refused to be used as avenues of advancing Western imperialism and instead have chosen to fight for the interests of their people to the detriment of disappointing the colonial masters. Despite being threatened with sanctions and trade barriers, these leaders have stood their ground on what is right for their people. In today's video, we are going to cover the top 10 African presidents who have refused to bow to the world powers. Number 10. Assimi Goita, Mali. French soldiers arrived in Mali in 2013 to help drive back armed groups who are advancing towards the capital city, Bamako. However, since the French troops arrived in Mali, the gang groups regrouped and became even more stronger. When Assimi Goita came to power through a military coup, he terminated all military and defense cooperation agreements with France and expelled French troops from the country. Assimi Goita accused France of frequent attacks on its sovereignty. Number 9. Isaias Afwerki, Eritrea. The Eritrean president, Isaias Afwerki, has been a vocal figure against defunct policies of global hegemony and illicit sanctions by Western powers. He has on several occasions criticized Western intelligence agencies and special interest groups for persecuting Eritrea by imposing lies, rumors, and defamatory reports. He has also spoken against some African leaders who are acting as puppets to the world powers while their people languish in poverty. Number 8. Paul Kagame, Rwanda. On several occasions, the Rwandan president has gone hard on Western leaders who view Africa with a condescending and patronizing approach as a way to dictate and control policies and international agreements. He has many times reminded Western powers that African countries are sovereign and able to make their own decisions without interference from Western influence. When questioned on the issues of human rights, Kagame told the European Union that the Union is not in a position to define what human rights are and what they should look like for Africa and Africans.
And you really need to stop this superiority complex nonsense about human rights. You think you are the only ones who respect human rights, or others it's about violating human rights. No, we've fought for human rights and freedoms of our people much better and more than anyone, including you people who keep talking about this nonsense.
Number 7. Abdourahame Tchiani, Niger. Abdourahame Tchiani is the transitional president of Niger who came to power through a military coup against the government of Mohamed Bazoum in 2023. After clinching power, he banned the French aid organization Agency for Technical Cooperation and Development from operating in the country and further expelled all French troops from the country, ending the former colonizer's stay in the Sahel country. He also revoked the diplomatic immunity of France's ambassador and expelled him from the country. Number 6. Cyril Ramaphosa, South Africa. Western powers have often criticized South Africa for joining the BRICS alliance and cooperating with Russia, but the South African president has hit back, saying that South Africa is a sovereign country and is free to choose who to be friends with for the benefit of South Africa. The US government accused South Africa of helping Russia with weapon supply and threatened South Africa with sanctions. South Africa, through the foreign minister, accused the West of patronizing and bullying attitude towards Africa. Number 5. Bassirou Diomaye Faye, Senegal. In an unforeseen turn of events, the new Senegalese president, Bassirou Diomaye Faye, has ordered the French troops to leave the West African country. Faye claimed that the existence of French soldiers in Senegal is incompatible with the country's sovereignty. He has also alluded to the fact that the French president, Emmanuel Macron, admitted that French troops were responsible for a massacre of Senegalese soldiers in 1994, and therefore they cannot be trusted. Number 4. Mahamat Idriss Deby, Chad. Just before Senegal ordered the shutting down of French military bases in the country, the Chadian president Mahamat Idriss Deby had already ordered the French troops to depart the country in a fresh anti-French military sentiment. Deby claimed that the French troops had existed in the country for 65 years but had not been able to rescue Chad from the ever-rising security challenges such as terrorism and armed conflicts. He further accused France of behaving as if Chad had remained their colony. Number 3. Felix Tshisekedi, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. The Congolese president, Felix Tshisekedi, is not always a happy man with the French president Emmanuel Macron for the role that France played in the 1994 Rwandan genocide that led to the rise of the M23 rebel groups that is now terrorizing the eastern part of the country. In a heated argument that played out in public, Tshisekedi accused France of refusing to put sanctions on Rwanda over the M23 rebels, while Macron defended his position, claiming it is not his fault that the Democratic Republic of the Congo government has failed to deal with the rebel groups. Number 2. Yoweri Museveni, Uganda. The Ugandan president has been on the receiving end from Western powers on his strong stand against Western imperialism that want to impose their laws and cultures on the people of Uganda. After passing the anti-homosexuality bill into the law, the US government threatened Uganda with sanctions, cutting aid, and expelled Uganda from the AGOA trade deal. Museveni later responded, saying that Uganda is so rich and does not need any help from the US, and stood his ground. Number 1. Ibrahim Traore, Burkina Faso. The current Burkina Faso president, Ibrahim Traore, has been a popular figure against Western imperialism and a strong advocate of African sovereignty and self-reliance. After clinching power, Ibrahim Traore ended a military accord that allowed French troops to fight insurgents on its territory and gave French troops 1 month to leave the country, citing a wish for Burkina Faso to defend itself. He also accused French diplomats of subversive activities and ordered them to leave the country within 48 hours. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Be sure to like, share and subscribe as I bring you more information on the African continent, people and culture.